I'm very happy to have Gaurav Rampal on the show, and he's going to talk to us all about the world of bloodstock and the Horseman way.
Bloodstock is a technical term for thoroughbred horses collectively.
When did you start and how did it develop?
Long story, I've been in this space for about quarter of a century now. I'm one of those lucky few who could make a career out of a passion. I buy, sell, and I manage race horses.
Tell us about the connection between horses. How do they help us?
So the horsey world is a very different world, and the horsey people can just sit and talk about horses for 25 hours out of 24 hours in a day. Horses have roamed around with humans for thousands of years in good times, bad times, war, therapy, sports, with little kids, with elderly. Now, by virtue of that presence and by virtue of that relationship of thousands of years, horses have a true understanding of human emotions and human presence. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
Hello and welcome to the Rita Date Podcast. On today's show, I welcome Gaurav Rampal. Gaurav is a bloodstock expert, and bloodstock is basically dealing with horse racing or horses that race thoroughbreds, and he'll explain that much more in detail. What's interesting about Gaurav is he has developed a unique leadership program called the Horseman's Way, where he uses horses and nature to, develop leaders' empathy and creativity and their connection to their body and other people and much, much more. So we'll be hearing a lot about that, and I'm really excited to learn about these aspects of the Horseman's Way. So stay tuned. Welcome to the Rita Date Show, where you find information on M&M, mind, nutrition, movement. Information all backed by science. I'm very happy to have Gaurav Rampal on the show, and he's going to talk to us all about the world of bloodstock and the Horseman way. So Gaurav, for those who do not know what bloodstock means, for most of us, even I had to really research it, can you just explain a little bit about it?
Bloodstock is a technical term for thoroughbred horses collectively, and thoroughbred horses are the ones which are used for racing, which are used for flat racing.
Okay, so how did you get involved in this equine world? Like when did you start and how did it develop?
Long story, I've been in this space for about quarter of a century now. I'm one of those lucky few who could make a career out of a passion. I got bitten by a horse bug at a very young age. At the age of 6 is when I started riding at a boarding school, and somehow that feeling never left me. Fast forward a couple of years, did my graduation in Delhi, did my MBA in Pune, and just didn't enjoy the vibe of the corporate world.
Corporate world, banking,
yes,
finance.
So I approached a stud farm and I picked up a job with them after my MBA. Worked for them for about 2 years, had a short stint there. Then after that worked as a banker. That stint was even shorter. It was just 9 months. I was missing horses too much. And independently started on my own I still remember the date. It was 1st of Jan 2006.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's been about 20 years.
20 years,
yeah.
Yes.
I buy, sell, and I manage race horses. That's pretty much what I do.
Yeah, so that's one aspect of what you do. I mean, the main aspect.
Yeah.
So you're like a consultancy
a brokerage and a consultancy.
Okay. So if somebody wants to, they kind of like horses, but they don't know much about them, and they want to maybe invest in a horse or get into that world, they come to you. Is that generally how it works?
And the existing breeders. Mm-hmm. So I cater to both sides, the supply side and the demand side. So for breeders, I source breeding stock for them. And for the people who want to race horses, I supply them with the racing stock.
Okay, yeah, it's a different world for sure.
It is.
So tell us about the connection between horses and what they can do to, what's the emotional connect? How do they help us psychologically, emotionally? Obviously it's something like that drew you to that.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
So I'll give you a bit of a backstory. Like you said, it's a very different world. Yes, the horsey world is a very different world, and the horsey people can just sit and talk about horses for 25 hours out of 24 hours in a day. So it's a very, very niche kind of protected world. Now, having spent time in that, I realized that I was getting more and more cut off from the real world outside. And that's when I started dabbling a little bit in corporate training and taking guest lecture sessions at business schools in and around Pune. And the more interactions I had on this front, I realized you can learn much better with horses. You can learn much better with horses. And that thought again never left me. So half-heartedly, I started working on that side of my program. And then I did stumble upon a community in Europe which does something similar. And there's a guy in Germany, and he's got a firm which has developed a curriculum of horse-assisted education.
Okay.
So I am a certified horse-assisted educator via this curriculum in Germany as well. Now, they provide a framework, but then we twist and turn depending upon the
needs,
culture, the needs of the country, and our personal experiences. So coming to your point on how can horses affect emotionally, there is a lot of science behind it. I'd like to demonstrate it with a question for you.
Sure.
So, how would you react? Say you're walking down the street and you see about 100 people running towards you. What would be your natural instant reaction?
Run the other way.
Run the other way,
Yeah.
right?
Or like, maybe not. I would like to see what's happening. But then if they're really charging at me, I'd run the other way.
You would run the other way.
Yeah.
Now that happens because you are mirroring the environment. You're mirroring the behavior of the environment. And that happens because you've got mirror neurons. We have mirror neurons in us, which does that. Horses have mirror neurons numbering billions.
Okay.
And they have the ability to mirror the behavior. And to mirror the behavior, you have to pick up the behavior. So they have the ability to mirror who we are. There's a bit of neuroscience to it as well. The horse is a prey animal. The horse is hardwired to run for survival. We humans are predators. We are hardwired to hunt for survival.
Oh.
This is
so sad. I didn't think. But yeah, it's the truth.
This is the only combination of a prey and a predator which shares a trusted bond. And has shared a trusted bond for thousands of years. So horses have roamed around with humans for thousands of years in good times, bad times, war, therapy, sports, with little kids, with elderly. Now, by virtue of that presence and by virtue of that relationship of thousands of years, horses have a true understanding of human emotions and human presence. And that's how we use the horse psychology to decode the human personality and provide inputs on strengthening your true presence.
I know that you said there's a lot of research on this already. So now, after you did your training in Germany, how did you take it to India? Like, how did you develop the Horseman way? What twists or, cultural aspects did you put in, and how did that happen?
So, what I bring to the table is a little bit of understanding of the horses. Which I've developed over 20 years. We are still learning. I've been in the business space. I've been in the consulting space, in the horse world. So I end up, I'm lucky enough to have an interaction with people from various socio-economic background, right from the bottom of the pyramid to industrialists, multi-billionaires. And over a period of time, this has given me a lot of insight into how they think, how they act, how they work. So this whole program, Horseman Way, is a combination of the horse behavior and the human behavior and what we can learn from horses.
Wow. I saw some testimonials. Go onto his Instagram or his website. You'll see like top-notch coaches and people raving about the program. So it's doing well, and it really has some benefits. And you said once they come, they want to come again. They just
Most
get
of them,
attached,
yes.
attached to the horses. So how does it affect? How does it? Let's go back to something. Firstly, let's talk about your book, okay? Because this is a fantastic book. It's a very easy read, and it's very interesting how this is how do you say this?
Jumri Talaya.
Jumri Talaya, that's where he's from. And then he went to boarding school in Dehradun. And Kentucky is the place where they have the most famous horse race, Kentucky Downs, right? And
Churchill Downs in Kentucky.
Yeah, Churchill Downs in Kentucky. And so in this, he really does talk about the Horseman's Way and what it does. And what I thought was interesting is all the information about the amount of empathy we're lacking.
Yeah.
And so decline in empathy is a global risk. Yeah. Can you expand on that?
So every good product or every good business is about providing a solution. So what is the solution that we are providing through our training program? It's addressing empathy. Ours is a empathy-driven leadership coaching with focus on emotional intelligence. Empathy seems to be a buzzword today in the leadership space, loosely being used as well. Now, World Economic Forum in their risk report did the job of highlighting it for us. And like you said, decline in human empathy is a global risk in the age of anger, is quoted in the risk report of World Economic Forum. And look what's happening to the world. Humans, we are supposed to be the most developed race right now, but the state of the world is definitely not. And that's because of lack of empathy. A lot of it because of lack of empathy. And through our program, we try and instill empathy. The difference in our program is we don't learn by taking notes. We don't learn by memorizing. We learn by experiences and feelings. So we try and make a change at a thought level, which stays much longer with you, and you authentically feel it.
Experience it, rather than just read about it, or So Gaurav, when we were speaking earlier, you mentioned there are the 4 areas of development, and you're in the 4th, and you're ahead of your time. So can you just expand on that?
So our take on leadership is we are providing inputs to the leaders, what they will require to lead in the 4th industrial revolutions. Now, in the first 3 industrial revolutions, it was the human intelligence which was influencing the machine behavior. And now there is a complete paradigm shift. In the 4th industrial revolutions with artificial intelligence, it is the machine intelligence which is impacting the human behavior.
Wow.
Now, leadership has always been with people who had some sort of an added advantage or power above the others. So earlier days, leadership was with people who had the muscle power, and then it moved to people who had the brain power.
Right.
With brain power, we mean knowledge. Access to knowledge is not power anymore. What a guy is accessing in Harvard, same thing real time is being accessed by a guy in Jumri Talaya. So knowledge is not power anymore. So what is power? One of the famous quotes of one of the ex-US presidents, Roosevelt, is no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And that is coming into play more than any time before or after, I think. Future of leadership is with empathy, with care, with compassion, with understanding.
Is it? Because I don't see any leaders being very compassionate. Okay, that's what you're trying to. Why do you need compassion in the state of the world?
Look at the state of the world. Look at the state of the health.
We've
had more number of diseases than we've ever had. We've had more number of mental health issues. We have more number of suicides than we've ever had. So is it a healthy world around us?
And that's because of our lack of empathy and
compassion.
One of the reasons,
yes,
right.
Definitely.
Wow.
So oil used to be a major currency of the world. then it became data. And there was a very famous term which says data is the new oil. Then from data, we've moved to an attention economy where you get your likes and the hits. That has become the economy. Now people are already suffering with attention deficit, right? 3-second video is considered a long video today.
Yes.
So what's the currency for the future? The currency for the future is authentic presence. If you're authentically being present in whichever environment you are and you're able to forge good relationships, because to be able to lead, you need to have proper connection. And you cannot have proper connection without proper presence.
Is this a problem with the younger generations? I mean, are our generations okay?
Most definitely not.
No. Why not? I thought we didn't have all this. We didn't grow up with all these things, but now we're addicted.
Yes.
Yes.
So
well, even older people are
exactly
addicted too.
So our generation, I think we've been really blessed because we did play outdoors and there were no gadgets. There was no hyper connectivity when we were growing up. And we did see this sea change in technology happening, and we have experienced hyperconnectivity as well. So I think we've been very blessed, but the brain has a power of rewiring itself.
Yes.
The neuroplasticity, and yes, we are addicted whether we like or not. I think I have a major problem with keep going back to my phone and mindless scrolling. I think I do have that as well. So
very few people do not.
Yeah. So it's not just with the young generation.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So typically, who are your clients, and how do you reach out to them? Come learn about horses. I mean, a leadership through my horse program is kind of a very difficult sell or concept for people to understand.
It's a very difficult sell. The first reaction I get is, "This sounds rubbish. ये क्या बकवास है," is what I've heard from some really big industrialists as well, till they've experienced. So yes, it's a very hard sell for me right now. We've been growing only word of mouth. My social media game is very, very bad. I'm not doing enough, and that's a beast which you have to feed. I do understand.
But for your clientele, you may not need that.
I hope so.
Okay, yeah, for the kind of people that's a different subject, but
I hope so. Selling cycle is long. From the time there's awareness to the couple of sales calls and meetings, and you explain the concept to closing the deal. It's a very long sales cycle for me, but it's steady.
Yeah, and it's worthwhile, obviously.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
So, what is our connection to horses, neurologically or physically?
So, in this particular program, there are 4 pillars that we work with. First is biomimicry. Biomimicry is when you take inspiration from nature to solve human design challenge. So we take inspiration from trees and from horses. Now, what inspiration do we take from trees? A healthy tree grows in both directions. There's gravitropic growth and there's phototropic growth. Now, the gravitropic growth is away from light towards the gravity. Roots. So the root system. Now that area is dark, damp, and full of resistance.
Oh, okay.
The roots, where the roots are. And that's our internal system, which we want to avoid, which is dark, damp, and full of resistance. But the strength of your root system literally dictates the strength of your fruit system, which is the phototropic growth. So in our program, empathy is the root of our training program. That's the root system. The second pillar of our program is neuroscience, which I explained earlier. We work with the neurobiological miracle.
Right.
That if a prey and a predator can share a trusted bond, why can't humans? Because there clearly is lack of trust in the environment. We use psychology. And the fourth pillar is kinesthetics, which is sensory perception of your muscles. So we use a lot of observation techniques and discussions on how you have actually felt, how your body has felt, and how your muscles have reacted. Because our body is a superpower, our body never lies to us. Our body always tries to protect to us. Now, what's happening is with these devices on our hands, we are losing touch with our intuition. We are losing touch with our instincts, with our gut feeling. So, in our program, we try and instill habits where you keep connecting with your core.
Okay.
And why is it important to connect with your core? Because your relationship with self sets the tone for all your relationships.
Yes.
So going back to your core is very important. So there's a process we follow. Participants perform curated tasks with horses. And then we have a sharing circle where we capture unfiltered emotions. We don't want you to process it. We want you to just
feel it, really
feel it
in the
and
gut.
express.
Okay.
Because not expressing is a big problem. So we have an emotional board where we want people to express. Horses help you express.
Yes, I saw some videos of
Yes.
you showed me about emotional releases with the horses.
Yes.
That's
Horses
fantastic.
help you express, and again, there's a reason behind it, because the way the society has developed, the way conditioning has happened for all of us, we've been taught and we've seen around that whatever is being expressed are only happy emotions. You know, what you express is your celebrations, your gold medals, your certificates, your achievements, your weddings and birthdays. But the moment it comes to expressing anger, fear, sadness, shame, vulnerability, frustration, disappointments, we've just been asked to hide it.
Hide it, especially in the corporate world.
Yes. And the fact is that you temporarily hide it. It's somewhere there in the system. Now, what doesn't get emotionalized gets physicalized. And that's your subject, not
Yes.
mine. That's your subject.
A lot of health issues happen.
Yes. So
from this,
it gets physicalized and it reflects in your ill health, in your bad behavior. So if negativity is not getting emotionalized, it gets physicalized negatively.
Wow.
So we request participants to be expressive. Now, the reason why people are not expressive is because they don't find a safe psychological environment to express. There's fear of being judged. But with horses, there's no judgment, there's no bias. People feel psychologically very safe to express. And that's why you saw what those reactions are.
Yeah. So right now it's for management and corporates. Any idea, any plans to bring it to humans like us?
Oh yes, it's actually
to the other audiences.
So these are life skills, and the program is open for all.
Okay.
It's open for all. It's just administrative reasons and commercial reasons that we are targeting the corporates right now. But happy to host all of you.
Yeah, no, even for kids,
Anytime.
I think it would be fantastic. Like you mentioned, you had some kids over, right?
Yes, we did. So I'll share this experience. So we had a bunch of 15 senior leaders from a company, and the CEO rang me the next day. Says, "I don't know what you've done, but there's a spring in this step, and I'd like to experience it." And I do one-on-one coaching as well, because there are a lot of people who
want to do it alone.
Just-
are not comfortable in space in the group.
So he came on his own, and then he put together a program for his kids and parents. So I did a parenting workshop, literally, with kids and parents, and I've worked with kids with autism. I've worked with kids with Down syndrome, and it's just magical. It's just magical. So the space is huge.
But there's only one Gaurav Rampal. So.
Yes.
But anyway, we'll. I'm sure it'll.
It will
pick up to other audiences as well.
Yes.
So going back to Bloodstock, how is India placed in this space? Compared to other places.
It's not in a great space.
Okay.
No, we've not grown progressively. We don't have the culture of that sport in the country. We don't have the government support. It's not growing.
It's a small community.
It's a very small community. But the good thing is that this is one sport which has stood the test of time. It's been around 250 years. It's faced pandemics, economic crisis, multiple meltdowns, multiple diseases. So, but for some reason, it stood the test of time, and I'm hoping it lasts longer.
And the horses are your family, basically, right?
Absolutely.
They're just the owner's family.
Yeah. So, a lot of people are in it for emotional reasons. A lot of people just love the lifestyle, and especially some of the breeders.
Okay.
Yeah.
They breed the horses.
They breed the horses.
So when a horse cannot race anymore, what happens?
There are various outlets for them. Some of them go back for breeding, and a lot of them go to riding schools. A lot of them go to the army. A lot of them go for polo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have polo in India?
We do, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Delhi, Rajasthan, Bombay are the three belts
I see.
with
All right.
popular polo culture.
Okay. I've seen polo match in Florida.
Okay.
So they must be going about owning a racehorse. There must be a lot of excitement when you're at the stadium watching your horse racing.
Unbelievable adrenaline rush. The sport teaches you a lot. First of all, I think every youngster should get into it because this is an era of instant gratification, and in horse racing there is no instant gratification.
Oh, really?
It teaches you patience. More importantly, it teaches you what not winning is like.
Okay.
What getting beat is like. Because you don't know, no matter who you are, you don't win every race that you run in.
So when we say this, are they riding the horse, or are you talking about just owning?
You're just owning. Okay. You're part of it. You're part of the process. You have full access to the stable, full access to the training of the athlete, full access to the nutrition, pedigrees, the commercial side of it, the buying, selling, and auctioning side of it, the social side of it.
Right.
You make connects. So, yeah, it's like having a inside access to the sport.
Wow, is it difficult to
Not
do?
at all.
No.
Not at all.
Okay.
You can own horses in shares. There are 20 people who can come together and own horses.
Okay.
Yeah, so you mitigate the risk, you mitigate the outflows.
Typically, how much does it cost to own a horse?
It's like a painting.
Depends.
There's a range.
There's a range.
What's your appetite? We'll serve.
Okay. Okay. But does it make sense to invest in a lesser horse because it won't do well in the race, right?
It's not an investment, firstly.
Okay. Sorry.
It's a hobby.
Okay.
There are some people who like to consider this as an investment, but it's a very, very small
okay.
percentage.
Yeah, I'm mistaken then.
Yeah.
It's a hobby.
For commercial breeders, it is an investment. Yeah. No, there's no exact science,
Yeah.
That's what's kept the horse racing alive for so many years. Otherwise, it will be only the wealthy ones winning everything. But that doesn't happen because the horse that probably no one wanted, neglected, turns out to be a champion.
Okay. And there's no problem with animal rights organizations?
Oh, no, they are well looked after.
Okay.
They're expensive to maintain. A lot of the feed is imported from Australia, from Ireland. Very, very well looked after. Veterinary care, latest technology. You will have your endoscopes, X-rays, multiple style of therapies, shockwave therapies, treatment. It's very, very advanced.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So if you had to describe in 3 words your experience with bloodstock, what would it be? 3 words.
Humbling is most definitely the first one. Grateful to be able to be a part of this space, and thrilling.
Oh, that's great. You're like you said, very lucky to have doing your passion and having it as your career. Give us one of the most touching experiences you've had with horses.
It's a chapter in my book, actually.
Okay.
And
there's many.
There's many, but
this is one you have.
This one has by far been the most touching one. So it's a long journey. It's a 3 years journey from the time the horse is born until he races at the peak level. there was this horse which was literally born not in an ideal condition with the health, and the chances of this horse's survival were really, really slim. The team at the farm, we had all kind of accepted the fate and given up. This horse showed the great determination, survival instincts, the hunger to live, the desire to live. He did all of that, and he won a derby.
Wow. Is this here? Where
In
was
India.
it? In India.
Yes.
Wow.
And I was fortunate enough to be a part of that journey from literally the time he was born till he won the derby. And so, we were giving
so
up on
rewarding.
him.
Yeah.
We were giving up on him, and he didn't give up on himself.
That's fantastic.
So the resilience that he showed, and I've had enough emotional moments with this particular horse, with the people involved, and
That'll last you a lifetime.
that will for sure. Yeah.
So before we go, is there anything you would like to ask me?
I'd like to just mention I've known her for a quarter of a century now. We haven't met often though, but I'm really happy with the work that you're doing. It's fabulous how you brought it all together, and you're calling towards health through your book, through the podcast. So I have no questions. I have only good wishes for you.
Thank you.
I think you're doing a great job, and keep going.
If people want to find you, where can they go? You have a website, GauravRampal.com.
GauravRampal.com and thehorsemanway.com.
And in Instagram as well. I'll put all this in the show notes,
Yes,
so you
please.
can reach out to him. And I highly recommend this book. It's available on Amazon.
Yes, it is.
And it's very easy to read. I like the language is very nice. It's not.
It's just from the heart.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's a nice story, and it has a lot of nice inputs. So do check it out.
So
yeah.
may I just add that there are a lot of people who ask, why have you written the book? And it's a very selfish reason for me. And I've mentioned it in that it's a test of one of my beliefs. And my belief is, if you can share your story in public and feel good about it, which means the path has been all right and meaningful. But if you share your story and you don't feel good about it, it's time to recalibrate your journey.
Okay.
So I've shared my story in public.
Yes, I'm glad you did.
That's the test.
Yeah, he just reached out
for
to me
me.
on Instagram and asked for my address, and in a few weeks I got this book. So it was a good thing. So thank you, and congratulations on everything you're doing. And I'm sure it's just going to thrive.
Thank you.
The world
Thank you so
needs
much.
it. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.